Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Well, I've got to say that was a tremendous fight. Thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish. Artur Beterbiev stops Anthony Yarde in the 8th round, in which was a low-key classic, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed this fight. I have to say, we have this tendency in British boxing to praise losers far too much. I'll give you an example. A month or so ago, Paul Butler fought Naoya Inoue and made it to, the 10th or 11th round? And he got so much praise for being brave, etc. for that performance. When in my opinion, the guy just ran. He wasn't there to fight. He showed no ambition. He showed no heart. To me, that should not be praised. Anthony Yarde, however, against Beterbiev tonight, despite losing, he let his nuts hang in a fight in which many expected him to get blown out. That is what trying looks like. That is what going for it looks like. That is what being a warrior looks like. So yeah, for me, there's nothing wrong with praising a fighter in defeat, but I feel boxing fans are far too liberal with that. Praising guys who are just there to survive and make it the distance without letting their nuts hang. You know, this is what it's all about. If you go in a world title fight, you've got to leave it all on the line, and that's what Yarde did. So yeah, he impressed me in this fight, and yeah, I mean, Beterbiev looked ropey in certain rounds, but he came through. Took some big shots, had some bad moments. But he came through, you know, doing what a great champion does. The start of his fight was nerve-wracking for me, you know. It just seemed like something was going to happen at any moment. First round, Anthony Yarde was trying to level change. He was flicking out his jab, wasn't really committing to it per se, but he was throwing a quick jab and trying to draw the lead of Artur Beterbiev. And also, Beterbiev was quite, I wouldn't say gung-ho early on, but he was falling in too much with his right hand. He was really lunging in with that shot. And Anthony Yarde found a home for his check left hook, which was landing in round one. He was catching Beterbiev coming in with that quick check left hook. Not so much power on it, but it was landing. And yeah, Yarde started round one really well. Beterbiev, however, came back into it. Landed a couple of real hard right hands towards the end of round one. Some of those ramrod jabs were starting to get through. Round one was very close in my opinion. Could have given it either way. I felt Beterbiev landed the harder shots, to be honest, so I'd be inclined to give it to him. But it was a close round, it was competitive. Round two was very similar, but there was a couple of exchanges in round two. Yarde actually exchanged with Beterbiev in round two and got some shots off, but at the same time, he caught a couple himself. But Yarde was looking nice and sharp. First two rounds were very close in my opinion. Third round, Artur did a better job at applying pressure, managed to force Anthony Yarde against the ropes, but Anthony Yarde was landing some nice counters. Beterbiev then starts to vary his jab, you know, not only jabbing to the head, but jabbing to the body. And yeah, he landed a couple of good power body shots as well in the third round. Both guys were exchanging jabs in the third round. And Yarde himself actually started to go to the body in the third round. But Beterbiev, he won the round because he actually rocked Yarde late. Yarde looked pretty unsteady at the end of round three, but he got through it, he took the shots, and yeah, but round three was, to me, a Beterbiev round. But a good round, no doubt. Competitive round, but Beterbiev round, in my opinion. In round four, Artur Beterbiev came out really quickly. He lands a really good 1-2 early on, which kind of buzzes Yarde. He follows up with a left hook. Yarde looks unsteady, and Yarde backs up to the ropes. Beterbiev then unloads a combination of punches. Yarde is soaking it up, taking it well, and eventually he manages to get off the ropes. Following a bad start to round four, Yarde actually responds. He regains composure, and he actually hurt Artur Beterbiev. I think it was with a right hand. And yeah, Beterbiev he didn't look badly hurt, but he felt the shot, and he certainly needed a moment to regroup. And yeah, Yarde tried to capitalise, tried to follow up on Artur, but Artur Beterbiev hit Yarde. The commentators didn't really catch it, but Artur Beterbiev hit Yarde with a monster overhand right counter when his back was against the ropes. But Yarde took it really well. Regardless, I felt Beterbiev won round 4. I felt overall he did land the more damaging shots. Both guys were hurt, but for me, Beterbiev won that round in my opinion. And by the way, in round 4, Anthony Yarde, it was his right eye that started to swell quite badly towards the end of round 4. Artur, smelling blood, he came out quite hard early on, trying to land those hard jabs, knocks the mouthguard out of Anthony Yarde. When the action resumes, Yarde actually does pretty well, actually. He hurts Artur Beterbiev with a straight right hand, and he followed up on him as well, and I think he then hurt him with a follow-up left hook. He actually then started to vary his attack, going to the body of Beterbiev, which I felt was very smart. Beterbiev tried to exchange back, but Yarde then counters him again with a left hook. And Beterbiev is feeling these shots. Yarde then lands a really good sort of straight right hand. Once again, Beterbiev backs up to the corner. Yarde follows him. Beterbiev then spins him, pins Yarde in the corner, and then unloads with a barrage of punches. Yarde looked hurt. Round 5, great round, but I felt Yarde won it. Really, really good round. And also in round 5, Anthony Yarde actually picked up a cut on the eye in which was swollen. Going into round 6, given what Yarde put into round 5 and how badly he ended it, I felt that Yarde maybe at this point would start to fade. However, he didn't. Round 6 was actually quite good for Yarde. But having said that, he started the round quite badly. He got caught with a standard 1-2 from Beterbiev. But he reacts really well, tries to target the body of Beterbiev and popping that jab, and actually varying that jab from body to head. Beterbiev actually got cut also in round 6, though it was due to an accidental head clash. And throughout the round, I actually felt Yarde was just more active. It wasn't as high intensity as the previous rounds, but I felt Yarde was more active with the jab. He was actually defending quite well in round 6. And yeah, I felt Anthony Yarde boxed well in round 6, so I gave him the round. And it actually looked like Beterbiev was the one slowing down at this point in time. Round 7, really good round. Yarde tries to basically do what he did in round 6, trying to jab off that back foot, trying to utilise that counter left hook. Actually lands a couple of good straight right hands on Artur Beterbiev early on. He was also looking for the uppercut at this point in time. He was throwing the uppercut primarily after his left hook, and it was getting close, but no, not quite there. Beterbiev then kind of, on a couple of occasions, managed to push Yarde back against the ropes, landed a few shots here and there, but Yarde was trading back with left hooks. And he would then vary the attack with a left hook, and he caught Beterbiev a couple of times with really hard left hooks to the chin, which made Beterbiev hold. And again, he also landed some good straight right hands in the 7th round. So yeah, round 7 was really good for Yarde, but he ended the round badly again. Beterbiev managed to force Yarde back to the ropes, and he unloaded a series of punches. He went uppercut happy, splitting the guard of Yarde, rocking the head back. Yarde definitely felt that assault. Was it enough to win Beterbiev a round, given how Yarde kind of controlled it? Probably not. So round 7, I think you could argue Yarde won. So Yarde is right in this fight at this point in time. But round 8 was where this fight ended. Beterbiev came out with a point to prove. His corner was starting to read him the riot act. But yeah, Beterbiev came out quite strong. Yarde actually landed a good counter, a good straight right hand over Beterbiev's jab, which didn't deter Beterbiev. Beterbiev's jab game upped in round 8, landed some hard jabs on Yarde, rocking his head back, like visibly rocking his head back. He then follows up with a right hand, which really badly stuns Anthony Yarde. He kind of caught Anthony Yarde square, opening up. Yarde is hurt. Beterbiev follows up, and Yarde goes down. Hurt, no doubt about it, very groggy. He beats the count looking very groggy. I felt the referee could have stopped it there, to be honest with you, but he gives Yarde every opportunity, asks him, do you want to continue? Yarde says yes. Beterbiev then resumes the action, throws a few punches, and Yarde's trainer, Tunde Ajayi, then waves it off. Yeah, really, really good fight. I felt Yarde performed really well, above my expectations. Artur Beterbiev, I think people will look into this performance and they'll more than likely say, is Beterbiev's age now catching up with him? It's certainly a possibility, but at the same time, I will say this was the best I've ever seen from Anthony Yarde. Best jab I've ever seen him throw. Varying that jab from body to head, varying the speed of it. He was doubling the jab at times. Best jab I've seen from Anthony Yarde. Best gas tank I've seen from Anthony Yarde, because this was a very high intensity fight. Both guys were feeling it. So stamina wise, Yarde was better. His jab was better. I felt his footwork was better. His all around boxing was better. Countering really well. Listen man, Yarde performed really well in my opinion. But Beterbiev, man, he showed that toughness, he showed that grit, he showed that resilience that makes him a champion. And that's the type of shit that can't be taught. And yeah, Beterbiev in the end was just too strong, too powerful, too experienced, and too good, to be honest. He weathered the storms. Every time he looked in trouble, he got through it. He always responded, Beterbiev. Always responded when he had a bad moment, he would always respond. And again, that's the sign of a great fighter, a fighter with heart. So yeah, credit to Beterbiev for getting the job done. But credit to both men for putting on a show. Both guys came to fight, no nonsense. Again, this is what boxing should be. So credit to both men, man. As for Beterbiev, we all know the fight that we want to see, and that is a Dimitri Bivol undisputed fight. Is that going to happen? I doubt it personally, but we shall see. As for Anthony Yarde, I think he can build on this. I really do. I really do. I think he can build on this. But again, 32 years old, he's got time. But at the same time, this really is more or less his last chance. So his team should do it properly this time. Fight a couple of guys at European level, then fringe world level, and come again. Maybe try and get a big domestic fight with someone like Joshua Buatsi. Do you think Joshua Buatsi would want to go near that version of Anthony Yarde that showed up tonight? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, man. That'd be a great fight, wouldn't it? Anthony Yarde versus Joshua Buatsi. Listen, I've always had a problem with Anthony Yarde in regards to how his career's been moved, because I've always seen a raw talent there. I've said this numerous times on stream. I've always seen a raw talent in Anthony Yarde that his training team haven't really realised, in my opinion. And again, throughout his career, he's not really had the matchmaking that's going to improve him at the rate in which he needs to improve. So hopefully that gets adjusted and hopefully that gets amended going forwards. Is it time for a new trainer for Anthony Yarde? I know Tunde gets a lot of stick, but they came in there with a great game plan. So maybe they can leave that the way it is. But yeah, I'll be interested to see where Yarde goes from here. Anyway, share your thoughts below. I thought this was a great fight. What about you guys? Peace.